This is a very serious incident that took place where one saw the disturbing visuals of bundles of cash being on fire in the residence of Justice Yashwant Verma. To ascertain what were the basic facts, the Honourable Chief Justice of India at that time, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, constituted a committee of two Chief Justices of High Courts and a senior judge of the Karnataka High Court. And that committee brought out the various facts, and it pointed to the direction, as has been reported in the media, that there seemed to have been definitely the presence of cash, and it had to be explained, and no explanation seemed to have come that was cogent or convincing. In that context, the Honourable Chief Justice seems to have sent the report to the government. Let's not forget that when it comes to matters of corruption, whether it is the Parliament or the legislative pillar of democracy, whether it's the government headed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which is the executive pillar of democracy, or whether it is the judiciary headed by the Honourable Chief Justice of India, which is the third pillar, or if I extend it to the media, which is the fourth pillar, and the general public, everyone has a stake that there should be no corruption and action should take place if there is any, or investigation should take place or process should begin if there are any allegations of corruption. So essentially, it will really boil down to two issues. One is the invocation of Article 124(4) of the Constitution of India, under which a judge can be removed through the parliamentary procedure. And the second is whether there should be a criminal investigation and the registration of an FIR to begin that criminal investigation into the allegations. I feel since everyone is, there is no question that any action against corruption should take place and everyone would be ad idem on that principle, we should await to see what are the decisions in this regard in the near future. Given the fact that everyone would be ad idem on the principle that corruption cannot be tolerated anywhere, keeping in mind the larger protections that are envisaged between the Constitution of India and therefore what are the steps to be taken which are correct in law and in procedure, we should be hopeful that no one would be ever covering up any act of corruption, certainly not the government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and certainly not the judiciary, which would like no taint on it.
Well, it's a crisis-like situation. And in a crisis-like situation, if not handled correctly and appropriately, wisely and with some willfulness, it may well become a catastrophe. And I call it catastrophe because what the situation at hand is essentially one of betrayal of faith. And not just betrayal of faith, the constitutional promise of fairness on which our judicial system is established. What we have seen can be broken down into many different components. One, it shows that the trust or the fiduciary duty which a judge has toward the public at large, which is epitomized in its fairness, is totally compromised. Two, as to the process, to the extent it is supposed to be equal and effective, is shown not to be present. And three, the purpose for which this entire system is devised is to a large extent compromised. Now, if that is so, then it will seem that the institution is ineffective, and those who are, and if the action is not taken against people like Justice Verma, then the deterrence or the threat of action, which will in some way prevent repetition of these, will not be available, creating a culture of impunity. Keeping all these things in mind, I feel that the impeachment is warranted and necessary, but I don't think impeachment by itself is effective enough. And in the peculiar circumstances which are prevailing, I think it will be justified if criminal prosecution is also initiated against Justice Verma, because there is good and adequate and substantial cause for initiating such proceedings against him. And while the impeachment process will have political ramifications, as far as the legal process is concerned, the legal process, I think, would have far greater value and worth than the impeachment, and the two can go together.
मेरे हिसाब से उनके ऊपर एफआईआर दर्ज होनी चाहिए थी। जब रिपोर्ट ने साफ साफ ये कह दिया कि कैश उनके घर में मिला, उस स्टोर रूम पे उन्हीं का कब्जा था, उन्हीं के लोग आते जाते थे, उस पर 2 ताले लगे हुए थे, तालों की चाबियां उन्हीं के पास रहती थी, तो ये जो है एक केस, क्रिमिनल केस बनता है। ये जुडिशल प्रोप्राइटी तो ये कहती है कि उनके ऊपर एफआईआर दर्ज करने का ऑर्डर होना चाहिए था और ये सीजीआई को देना चाहिए था। सीजीआई को चाहिए था कि वो कहते कि एफआईआर दर्ज करो और इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन फर्दर कि ये आया कहाँ से कैश, किस किस ने कैश दिया, ये सारा कुछ इन्वेस्टिगेट होकर के, और फिर उनको जो है छुट्टी पर तो भेज ही रखा था, और क्रिमिनल एक्शन होना चाहिए था और इम्पीचमेंट की प्रोसीडिंग साइड बाय साइड होनी चाहिए थी। पहला काम एफआईआर होना चाहिए था, दूसरा काम इम्पीचमेंट। और जो उन्होंने ये कहा है कि भैया ये रिपोर्ट तो गलत है, मैं उनको ऑप्शन दी थी कि आप या तो रिज़ाइन कर दीजिए या वॉलंटरी रिटायरमेंट ले लीजिए, तो ये उन्होंने कहा नहीं ये रिपोर्ट गलत है, ये मोटिवेटेड है, ये मैं नहीं मानता और इसलिए मैं न रिज़ाइन करूँगा न वो दूँगा। ये उनको ऑप्शन देना ही उनको पुरस्कार देने के समान था कि आपने करप्शन किया है, अब आप पुरस्कृत हो जाओ कि आप रिटायरमेंट ले लो तो हम आपको पूरे बेनिफिट देंगे। देखिए आप वॉलंटरी रिटायरमेंट लोगे तो आपको पूरे बेनिफिट मिलेंगे, रेजिग्नेशन दोगे तो भी पूरे बेनिफिट मिलेंगे, आपको पेंशन मिलेगी, आपको ग्रेच्युटी मिलेगी, आपको रिटायरमेंट के बाद के सारे पर्क्स मिलेंगे, सब कुछ मिलेगा। तो उनको ये रिवार्ड करने का वो है कि आप रिटायरमेंट ले लो तो कुछ नहीं होगा। अब उन्होंने नहीं दिया तो इम्पीचमेंट मजबूरी है, इम्पीचमेंट कोई खुशी से नहीं हो रही। अगर वो रिटायरमेंट ले लेते तो इम्पीचमेंट नहीं होती। अब इम्पीचमेंट उनको हटाने के लिए वो है, ये कोई क्रिमिनल एक्शन नहीं है। क्रिमिनल एक्शन अलग से होना चाहिए था क्योंकि ये क्राइम है, तो वो नहीं किया। तो ये बड़ी निराशाजनक बात है कि एक जुडिशरी के अंदर एक करप्ट जज को प्रोटेक्ट किया जा रहा है कि उसके ऊपर क्रिमिनल एक्शन नहीं लिया जा रहा, जबकि जुडिशरी का ये मोटो है कि आप कितने भी ऊंचे पद पर हैं, कानून आपसे ऊंचा है। तो यहाँ तो कानून बहुत नीचे हो गया। आम आदमी के साथ तो ऐसा नहीं होता। आम आदमी को एक मतलब 1000-2000 की चोरी में जेल जाना पड़ता है और यहाँ तो करोड़ों रुपया चोरी का है, रिश्वत का है, किसका है ये भी नहीं पता। कमेटी ने ये तो नहीं तय किया ना कि ये पैसा कहाँ से आया। कमेटी ने तो ये तय किया कि हाँ पैसा उनके यहाँ ही था। ये तय कौन करेगा कि ये पैसा कहाँ से आया? ये तो क्रिमिनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन में ही तय हो सकता है और वो हुई नहीं, तो वो होनी चाहिए।
This question is disturbing me. This issue is disturbing me that why till date FIR has not been lodged. Why? Now the impeachment process is basically a process for removal of a judge, just like disciplinary proceedings. Supposing he be dismissed, then what about the criminal conduct? The criminal conduct should be investigated by criminal agencies who are expert. Some paper has reported that, I don't know whether it is correct or not, but some paper have reported that in the report itself, it is written, expression is given, that since we are not, the judges who were making the inquiry have said that since we are not having tools to investigate, therefore a criminal investigation is also required. That is the stand I was taking earlier. I have already said that judges are not expert in criminal investigation because they don't have tools. They are not having such kind of training. And criminal investigation team is a trained team. They are experts in that. They have the tools. They have the forensic experts. Making an appeal to all political parties that they vote in favor of impeachment without there being any politics. Because it's not a matter of politics, it's a matter of public trust. So every political party should vote for the impeachment so that in the Indian history, the first impeachment may get success.